didn't discuss it at all. He simply looked at everyone in the audience, because we were in a lounge there, and he said something that I don't remember anything else that he said at that day, but these words have been imprinted on my brain like a brand. They're emblazoned within my consciousness, and I cannot forget them. He said, "We are learning to love Krishna as has been taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of the gopis, the damsels of Vrindavan, in separation of Krishna." So, whatever anyone may say or think or misunderstand, this was his emphasis, this was his instruction to us all to simply become lovers of Krishna. So, under his guidance and his instructions, the Vani that he left is eternal. It's the same instructions that are given by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, by Srinivasacharya, by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they're none different. The Acharya teaches by living example. He is simply always in agreement with Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. He never teaches something different or something extraneous or something of his own mental concoction. His business is simply to repeat the words that he has heard himself from the divine lips of his spiritual master, and that becomes impress kata. He said, is to repeat it. He says, to then tell it to others. He says, that is the payment that one makes. So the relationship with the spiritual master, it's there, and it becomes solidified by the disciples' understanding to then take up the mission of his Gurudev and to preach without any reservation the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are many speakers, so I won't say much more, but I just want to read one paragraph from a book of essays by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, because it has very much pertinence to our present position. Very quickly. He says in this essay called Search for Truth, use every endeavor for the service of divinity. Do so from the position in which you happen to be placed, in whatever country, in whatever age, in whatever body you may happen to be lodged. Use all your endeavor for the divinity. If we have to carry out the command of Sri Chaitanya, there is no other alternative but to discuss all those words that we have heard from the prophetic lips of Sri Gurudev. The only duty of the servant of Godhead is to try to do that by which one's skills in performing the service of Godhead is continuously developed. The only thing that is worth praying for is this, that our mind may be more and more attracted towards Krishna. We do not want riches or followers, nor do we desire to be saved from the miseries of birth and death. In this world, different persons aspire for ends other than the service of Krishna. They desire dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. They worship various gods for obtaining what they desire. But when we are in the presence of Mahadev, let us hail the Lord thus, glory to the ruler of the realm of Vrindavan, whose forehead is adorned with the moon. Glory to him who is worshipped by Sanandana, Sanatana, and Narada. Glory to the ruler of the cowherds. O Lord, bestow on me unceasing, unconditional love to the twin lotus feet of the amorous hero Vraj. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The essence of these things, that Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj had not established anything new. He accepted Guru Parampara, which is coming down from Krishna, Brahma, Narad, Vyas, Shukdev Goswami, from Madhvacharya then, Ishwarpuri, Madhvendrapuri, Ishwarpuri, Mahaprabhu, Sarup Damodar, Raya Raman, Shad Goswami, and after that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, others, Narottam Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Prabhupada. He has not established anything new. But nowadays, they think that, our Gurudev Prabhupada has established any new thing. and he is not connected with them. So they now refuse to be Rupanuga, they want to be called Prabhupadanuga. But this is not okay. This is against Siddhanta. So he described how he followed our Guru Parampara from Krishna, Narada Rishi and Vyas and all others. And how simply, by simple way, he preached all over the world. And how he served from very his young age, and he was connected with his prachar, preaching. So, we should not try to establish that, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami has established some new thing. He has only given to world same wine but in no bottle. Nothing else. Bottle is colored or anyone, new or anything. But same wine, same doctrine and philosophy that Srimad Bhagavat and other have given, or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Goswami has given. He wanted to establish something and to preach whole world that's something. But his style was so easy that very soon he preached about it. And he established all these things. Oh, you should know that in ISKCON, all are disciples, not any Bhakti Vedanta. But you should know that our Guru Maharaj has met so many Bhakti Vedanta. Bhakti Vedanta Vaman, Bhakti Vedanta Trivikram, Bhakti Vedanta Narayana, Bhakti Vedanta Parjatak, Bhakti Vedanta Acharya. So, in this life, he has accepted all these things. So we should know that we are in one family. All are in. If they are not admitting this fact, real fact, then there is danger. And they are going out of line. And if they are thinking that we are all in family, it may be some different cottages, hosting places, no hurt. But we are one family. And we should accept this thing. So he was one of the Bhakti Vedanta, and we are in the same line, Bhakti Vedanta, Vaman, Vikram, Narayana and all others. So you should try to note all this. Vrindavan Vilasini is very senior and sincere devotee. From very his teen years, Kishore Umar, he has served how? Not caring of whether she is a little girl, beautiful girl. He used to go where? Airports, here and there, in so many places where all drinking and making merry in that places. And he used to take books, no fear, no shame, nothing. At that time, he may be at 16 or like, very beautiful, but not caring anything and doing all these things here. She has served so much. So she glorify his Gurudev. You should take and stand up there, that side. Okay.
Twangopika Visharves Taniyantagesi Sevari Karni Guru Nijapadabadne Dasham Padai Kurumam Vraja Kanane Shila Dangri Sekna Rasay Sakim Sakabdo. Vrindavaneshvari Vaya Guna Rupa Lila Sabhagya Kelly Karuna Jalade Avadehi. Dasi Bhavani Sukyani Sakantam Tomalidi Idam Evayache. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, say more Sampada, say more Bhajana Pujan, say more Pranadam, say more Abharan, say more Jivana Jivana. First, I'd like to offer my most heartfelt Puspanjali at the lotus feet of my Diksha Guru and my very dear friend and my guardian, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And then to my Shiksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, and to all the assembled devotees. I don't like to speak in public, but because I've been asked to, I'll try my best. I'm not qualified to speak in front of all of you, but I'll try. When we're understanding our Gurudev, we can understand that there are two features of our Gurudev. That's the external feature and the internal feature. And externally, we can see, and we've already heard so many things, Srila Prabhupada, he was such a great preacher. And what was his identification? He was a disciple of Jagat Guru Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This is who he was. He was a disciple. And he was a Sat Sishya. Srila Gurudev, a couple years ago, gave a class on what is Sat Sishya, a pure disciple. This is someone who is willing to give his life millions of times for his Guru, his head, millions and millions of times. And most important, he has pure, selfless love and affection for his Guru. And he will do anything for his Guru. And he never criticizes anyone. He is so absorbed in his service that he doesn't even see the faults in others. He is simply so absorbed in the service and pleasing his Guru with love and affection that everyone loves him also. So Srila Prabhupada was like this. He was so absorbed in love and affectionate service to his Guru that he was able to cross the Atlantic Ocean in a big steamer. No, none of us could probably do it. We'd all become very sick. And he had heart attacks. Something very, very difficult to do, even for us in this day and age. We take an airplane. We won't take a big ocean liner. Very, very difficult. And he was so old. And he had no idea of what the Western world was like. No idea. And he was all by himself. Externally. We're talking about the external feature. And as he himself said, he said, I have no devotion, I have no love. He was completely humble. I am an insignificant beggar at the lotus feet of Krishna. But one thing I do have, I have unflinching faith in the holy name. Unflinching faith. And we see, as we heard, what did he do? He did kirtan. He just simply chanted Hare Krishna, pure holy name, the pure holy name, which is non-different than Radha and Krishna and Mahaprabhu. And the holy name did everything. He simply stood and chanted. He was simply himself, his simple self, a pure disciple of his pure Guru. Externally, this is who he was. And his sannyas Guru, Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Maharaj. This is also he was in line of Srila Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa, he was a perfect follower, perfect Rupanuga, bringing the teachings of Rupa Goswami, the process on how to attain the goal, pure love for Krishna. He spread this all over the world. So internally, who is he? We can see who is he internally. He said, my home is in Vrindavan. So who is in Vrindavan? The Vrajbasis are in Vrindavan. So obviously he's a Vrajbasi. But which kind of Vrajbasis? Vrajbasis. There are many kinds of Vrajbasis. There's Sakyas, there's mothers, there's fathers. There's many kinds of Sakis, Gopis. So which kind of Vrajbasi is Srila Prabhupada? Well, who was his Guru? His Guru is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and we have heard, who is this? This is Narayana Mani Manjari. Who is the sannyas Guru? Vinod Manjari. Who is he following? Rupa Manjari. So obviously he's a very confidential maidservant of Srimati Radharani. And right here in Barshana, this is his home. We're at home with him now. And a few years ago when we first started celebrating his disappearance here in Barshana, I was very surprised because I was not sad. Always in America or in Mathura, I was very sad on this day. But actually I was quite happy on this day. And then I was thinking, why? Because this is where he is. This is his home. He's not disappeared. And when we have the eyes to see, we will see. He is right here. this is the perfect place to be on his disappearance day, because this is where he is. He never disappears. And now we just need the eyes to see. And so he has given us something very special. He's given us the process, which is the holy name. He's given us the teachings of Rupa Goswami. But even more important than that, because all these things are quite difficult without sadhu sangha. And he's given us sadhu sangha in the form of our dear Srila Gurudev. And Srila Gurudev is with us so much, giving us so much of his association, so that we can actually try and follow the process and we can attain the goal. He says, don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. And Srila Prabhupada also gave us greed. Greed is the most important thing, and attachment, because greed doesn't come without attachment. Separation doesn't come without attachment. And by his very presence, he made us so attached to him. Even his disciples in Brazil, who never met him externally, personally, so attached, willing to give their lives for him. Everyone, you would walk in a temple, and as soon as you walked in one of Srila Prabhupada's temples, immediately you became attached to Srila Prabhupada. This was his potency, because he's completely pure. His love is pure, and we could feel it. Immediately we had the idea, we should be practicing selfless, pure love, pure devotional service. We maybe couldn't do it, but we knew this was the goal, to become selfless like him. So we're so fortunate that he's given us this attachment to him, and then he supposedly disappeared, and all we want is to be reunited with him again. And this feeling, with the help of our Gurudev, will take us back to his lotus feet, which is in Goloka Vrindavan, here in Barshana, actually.
Us about Swamiji, and he spoke so good things. Now I am requesting Shri Bhaktivedanta Acharya Maharaj. He was also in Devananda Gaudiya Math when he was there, in the guidance of the Bhikkham Maharaj. And he has opportunity, and he is to meet Swamiji. And he also has some memories. I think that he will tell his memory.
Bande Rudan Padadandam Bhakta Vrinda Shavanitam Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Bande Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj and Ujjavatsila Nayanmas and Ujjavatsila Parikramas and other Vaishnavas also. And my beloved devotees also. I firstly, that Swami Maharaj, who is actually Jagat Guru, because he prepared the names, his holy names of Srila Bhakti, Sri Gaur Sundar, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's his life and precepts, and the consciousness of Krishna throughout the world. Even corner to corner. He firstly, the Harinam movement, that is a movement. Because Harinam Kirtan, the movement, by the movement of the Harinam Sankirtan, he preached throughout the world. For that reason, his success in his life. Without Harinam movement, it's not successful. Because that's the basis of our preaching. Sriman Mahaprabhu, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also moved against the Kajis. Against the Kajis, that is, those who are not the real person, those who love God. Our aim is love to God. That is our first goal. Love. That is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. That is religion. Dharma, Kama, that is desire. What is desire? That is the worldly desire. But desire must be thing. That desire must be the love of God. That may accepted. Dharma, artha. That is the economics theory, that is the wealth, something also. Now yes, dharma, wealth, that is wealth, love. Everything is love. Then our destination, that is the love we can reach in there. Otherwise, not. Swami Maharaj, Bhujavasila, Swami Maharaj went reaching at Navadvip, that is 1968. Yes, that is 1968. In the month of June, that's a rainy season. First, Devananda Gaudiya Math, and who want to purchase some land to establish a mosque at Navadvip also. Firstly, Amrita Ashram, that is Vraja in Mayapur. He contract 40,000 rupees, 10 acres of land, that is 3 acres of land, to contract purchase for them 40,000 of rupees. And when he come back in our mosque at the time of evening, and he then informed to Pujava Srila Trivikrama Maharaj that Srila Maharaj, I contracted 40,000 of rupees, purchased the 3 acres of land at Mayapur, that's Amrita Ashram. Is it possible? Then Trivikrama Maharaj told him, so yes, that is a condition also there. What is that? If you fulfill your desire, then you can purchase the land there. But if you want to fulfill your spiritual masters, then not purchase their land there. Because Srila Prabhupada, that is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, his desire is not that Prasin Mayapur, that is the imitation Mayapur. It is not actual Mayapur, that is not the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you purchase this land here and establish the mosque, then you must propagate that this is the Mayapur. Then the desire of the Srila Prabhupada upset it. And your desire will be fulfilled. It is not the service of divine master. Otherwise, if you are not propagate this Mayapur, this is not Mayapur, then the inhabitant of that person, their person, will rebuke you. And they want to discharge from you. So it is not to your purchase this land here. Then Swami Maharaj, yes, I don't think about it before. Oh my God, all right, I'll go to Mayapur. And then he go to Mayapur and contact their 3 acres of land. That's 1 acre of land, versus there only few money also. There is not the 40,000 also there. Swami Maharaj, Pujavasila Swami Maharaj, his life is very peculiar life, because his writings is very simple, by which everyone attracts his writings. And he wanted that from the very needy person who want to know which is life. Throughout the world, they are always eager from the materialistic things. But what is who is he, and what is the world, what is the God, there is no relation with them. They want that wine, woman, wealth, and the luxury life also. But it taught us that no, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can give you peaceful life. Without the path of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can't any materialistic things. It is very difficult for us, not for the proper life. It is the life as like a beast life. Those who are men, those who are actually men, they must follow the theory of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, we will be beast. That's the creators of this world. So, Swami Maharaj, that is Harinam Sankirtan movement, and he is the preaching process, the modernist thing. Though before his some prophet he has gone to another countries, Western countries, and go to Caxton Hall, but another also London. But they are not successful because they always think that those who are the wealthy person that may be converted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's path. But no, it's impossible. Because they wanted only money, money, money. That is their aim of life. But our aim of life is love, love, love. What is the relation of love? That is, when we think that the materialistic times is end, then philosophy is begin. When philosophy is end, then religion will begin. That is realization. When realization to be firm, then the love. Then love, not love before. Love is lost. And that is our aim. So, today, I pray to his lotus feet that he bless me as we follow the path of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with thanks.
When Param Pujyapad Swami Maharaj started his mission, Kirtan Prasad distribution of books, for so many tiny-aged boys also, and tiny-aged girls joined his movement. Those who have never seen him, even they were so much attracted, and among them, Govinda Pal is one of them. He has worked hard. He was brahmachari long period. But after departure of Swamiji, then he was married. Otherwise, always here, there, preaching, distribution of books and so many things. So, I request him to tell his remembrance about him and his glorification.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshata Vandehang Shri Gurun Dinotarane Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha. So I was thinking, as others were speaking, what were some of Srila Prabhupada's favorite verses, his things to say and preach about. And one thing came to mind, which was the simple, although quite complex and deep, initial aphorism of Vedanta Sutra. Srila Prabhupada always, maybe more regularly than any other verse, he said, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. It means, of course, that until one begins to ask something about what life means and what is actual spiritual fact, then he must suffer. Nothing will go in his favor. Maybe in a contrary verse, a Bhagavatam verse, para bhavastava dabodhajata yavan jigyasatatma tattvam. That means that unless one does try for Atma Tattva, to inquire about spiritual topics, then everything he does has to fail and have the opposite effect that he intended. So these things were primary for him. And with all of this, the jiva is quite debilitated in the material world. What can he do? Under the influence of Brahma, Pramad, Karnapatma, Vipralipsa, and all mistakes that our senses make, what can the jiva do with his life? So if he doesn't become humble and inquire what to do, how to save myself, then his life is a failure. I remember when my children were younger, I took them on a family outing to a place in California. And it was a maze of tracks with mirrors and false doors, and it was intended to create great confusion. So the children would go in that maze, and the adults would stand up on it. There was no roof. The adults would stand up on a balcony and look down. And then when the child would become completely confused and start to cry, then the parent from up top says, "Oh, you go that way, come this way," that, and he would tell him which way to turn and how to get out of the maze. So, but until the child had some humility, there was no chance of his parents would keep him at bay, waiting for that time when the child would cry. So maybe that's what I'll say something about. Srila Prabhupada had, maybe more than any other single factor, any other single thing, maybe the most wonderful thing that he left us with was his humble sacrifice and determination for the cause of his Guru Varga and Guru Vani. Also, Puru mentioned in 1936, Srila Prabhupada gave a wonderful talk, and I don't remember any exact quotes, but I can remember something very specific. He said, "I have no hope for the coming crores of lives, in crores of births in the sojourn of my life's journey, for any direct association with Guru and Krishna." He said, "But I have some hope that someday I might be saved. Because by the grace of his Divine Master, Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, that by his grace, maybe I can be allowed to suffer the things that I deserve in this life and in all these lives to come. But if that's the case, please don't let me go on in that suffering without some slight memory that I'm nothing but a tiny servant of God by your grace, by His grace." And then he ended that talk saying something like, praying that he could offer his Dandavat Pranams at the feet of Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur with all humility at his command. Also, another thing I personally remember, in 1972 in Los Angeles, still we didn't know much about how to observe Mahotsav. So it was, I think, the disappearance, Maha Mahotsav of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and I was in, one of those details that's supposed to fix things up. And Srila Prabhupada came downstairs from his room and glanced in the room, and he said, "This won't do." I don't know what we were doing, flowers and this and that, but it just wasn't sufficient. And he came in and he actually guided myself and two others through the steps. He took his picture off the Vyasasana and he gave it to me. He said, "You hold this." And then he personally went to the wall and took this massive picture of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur off. It was like this. And he brought it down and put it on the Vyasasana, but it was so big you couldn't see the Vyasasana anymore. And then he instructed us a little bit more, and he suggested we get the puja paraphernalia together and said he would come down and offer the puja himself. Some will remember this. Then he came down and he offered a Guru Puja and Arti to his Divine Master with tears in his eyes the entire time. Then he sat on his Vyasasana and attempted to give a talk. Typically in that situation he would speak for up to an hour in glorification of his Guru Maharaj. But at this particular time he spoke for a little more than 5 minutes. And he was suggesting that because we were helping him in his preaching work, that he saw each of us, like Sripad Narayana Maharaj suggested, he engaged all of us like teenagers, little babies. So he looked at those, like 200 babies sitting around him, and he said, "Actually, I see you all as the representative of my Guru Maharaj. And so I ask you to please accept me as your humble son. And please continue helping me to preach this message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." And then his voice began to choke and he couldn't talk, and he tried to speak more so that we would be satisfied and happy. 2-3 times he tried but couldn't speak any longer and just had to begin kirtan. So this was generally the mood of Srila Prabhupada. Like Yogyata Vichare Kichu Nahi Pai Tomarak Karuna Sar. Karuna na hoile kandiya kandiya pranana rakiboar. I don't have anything. When I look at myself, there's nothing there. I don't see anything good. But if you just give me some mercy, Gurudev, then I'll be full of that, but that will be the only substance that I'm made of. There won't be anything else there because I don't have anything if you take that away. And if you don't give me that, then I can only cry and weep, and ultimately I have to give up my life. So he was like the personification of that. But his preaching wasn't only just a mood like that. It was also very practical. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, "Maya vaite niyata purvam eta nimitra matram bhavasabhya sachin," which means that he says to Arjuna, it's already done. Everything that's going to be accomplished on the battlefield, killing all these people that are to die here today, that's been done. But I want you to be like an instrument, like my hand, in accomplishing it. I've done it, but you have to act accordingly. So Srila Prabhupada saw himself as the instrument of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And he received that instruction so many times to preach throughout the world. We know at least minimum 4 times, but more than that throughout his life. When first connection with his Guru Maharaj in 1922, you should preach this message in the English-speaking language. Last connection with his Guru Maharaj in 1936, by letter, you should preach this information throughout the world. And I know one other time in Bombay, he was with many of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was there, and so many others. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada was talking about preaching worldwide. And he looked to one of his sannyas disciples, maybe brahmachari at the time, and he said, "You should take this message into the English-speaking world." And that brahmachari put his head down and started to think, but he came back a little bit later in the conversation. He said, I can't even speak the language. If you tell me to go, it will be harmful to my bhakti because I don't know how to live up to this instruction. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, no harm. And he looked around and pointed to our Srila Prabhupada, at that time Abhay Charanaravinda, and said, no harm, it's okay, he will do everything. That was in 1936, I think, maybe even earlier. So so many examples of this instruction being given and the practical application of Srila Prabhupada's preaching throughout the world.
कोई भी व्यक्ति अपने साथियों के द्वारा या कंपनी के द्वारा वो समझा जाता है कि वो कितना मान है या कितना नीच है. A man is known by his company, how he is high and how he is mean. I want to speak very short, but something about him, that how glorious he was. हम लोग इस चीज को समझें. रामचंद्र, तुम आकर के मेरी सहायता करो. हम हिंदी में बोलेंगे, आप अंग्रेजी में बोल देंगे. We know that, हम लोग जानते हैं कि उनका जन्म एक अच्छे घर में हुआ. His birth was in a very rest-accorded family, Vaishnav family. But when, कब हुआ? Oh, Nandotsav day. And he disappeared in Kartik month, Urja Vrata, in the month of Urjashari Radhika. When all the pastimes of Krishna, prominent pastimes, held in this month. So in the middle of this month, you should keep on this. No. Yes, it will do. इसलिए उनका जन्म भी ऐसे नक्षत्र में हुआ, नंदोत्सव के दिन में, और प्रकट भी हुए किस महीने में? श्रीमती राधिका के मंथ में, उर्ज्वेश्वरी मंथ. And all the important pastimes of Krishna held in that month. So, by birth and by disappearance date, he is so high. He took, माने वो जन्म के बाद में मृदंग और करताल से खेलते थे और अपने साथियों को बुला करके ठाकुर जी का महोत्सव करते थे. खेलते में डीटी की पूजा करते थे और इस तरह से उनका बचपन बीता, कीर्तन में और ठाकुर जी की सेवा पूजा में और उत्सव में. You should have one. Have you? Yes.
From his childhood only, he used to play with mridang and kartal and used to celebrate with his friends spiritual festival like chariot festival and Janmashtami, etc.
जैसे नित्यानंद प्रभु जी बच्चों के साथ में कृष्ण की लीलाओं का, राम लीलाओं का अनुशीलन करते थे, अनुकरण करते थे, ऐसे ही ये बच्चों के साथ में कृष्ण लीला संबंध ही खेल करते थे.
Just as Nityanand Prabhu, during his childhood, he used to make dramas with his friends of Krishna pastimes and Ram pastimes. Similarly, Swamiji also during his childhood he used to play with his friends in a similar fashion.
और भी एक विशेषता, उन्होंने दीक्षा ली, हरिनाम लिया। उनके गुरु कौन? जगत विख्यात और समस्त विश्व में भगवान का नाम और उनकी शुद्ध प्रेम भक्ति को प्रचार करने वाले श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर, एक गुरु लाइक दैट.
So, he took initiation, and we should know that from whom he took initiation. He took initiation from the personality who is the world famous personality, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada.
और उन्होंने संन्यास किससे लिया? संन्यास लिया प्रभुपाद के एकांतिक प्रिय जगत गुरु नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद श्रीमद भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज.
And from whom he took sannyas? He took sannyas from one of the dearest most of Srila Prabhupada, Om Vishnupad Paramhans Parivajikacharya Astotar Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshavji Maharaj.
Oh, he was a very high class of, बड़े उच्च कोटि के दार्शनिक, तत्वज्ञ, रसिक और कवि थे हमारे गुरुजी. उनसे इन्होंने संन्यास लिया.
And Param Gurudev, from whom he took sannyas, had countless qualities. He was very high class of philosopher, he was very high class of Tattva-jnani, and on the top of it, Rasik also. He was born poet.
Oh, yes, like Swamiji. Where he took sannyas, कहाँ वो संन्यास लिया? ऐसी तैसी जगह में नहीं. और गोलोक वृंदावन के अंतर्गत ये मथुरापुरी में लिया, जहाँ एक रात रहने से भी वो कृष्ण भक्ति प्रजायते, कृष्ण भक्ति होती है उसमें, और विश्वरूप खौर के दिन में ही उन्होंने संन्यास लिया.
And look at the highest points which Swamiji had in his life. He took sannyas from such a high class of devotee, and he took sannyas at high class of place, that is Mathura, where it is said if one person leads one night only, he will attain Krishna Prem. And he took sannyas. That day when he took sannyas was the day of when Srila Vishwarup, Mahaprabhu's brother, he took sannyas.
और कहाँ वो प्रकट हुए? कृष्ण की लीला स्थली, खास वृंदावन रासस्थली सेवा कुंज के पास में रमण रेती, उन्होंने वहां पर अप्रकट उन्होंने लीला आविष्कार की.
And look at the highest points Maharaj is pointing out, where he disappeared. Each and every activity and pastime performed by Srila Swamiji was such a high class. He disappeared at Vrindavan and at Raman Reddy, where the highest class of pastimes of Radha Krishna takes place.
और उनके अप्रकट होने पर हम लोगों ने उनको वृंदावन की गलियों में कहाँ राधा दामोदर, गोविंद जी, राधा गोपीनाथ, राधा मदन मोहन, राधा दामोदर, और वृंदावन में चारों तरफ में परिक्रमा कराया कीर्तन के साथ में उनको. हाँ.
When he disappeared, Maharaj is saying here he was the leading person in that regard. He took him around all the most important places of Vrindavan and important lanes and streets of Vrindavan. Radha Damodar, Dan Gali, Man Gali, Kunj Gali, Radha Damodar, Gopinath. And he was honored like that.
6 बजे से 10 बजे तक, और सब मंदिरों के गोस्वामी लोग ठाकुर जी का माला उनके गले में अर्पित किया.
And this whole process took place for 4 hours together after his disappearance. And all the prominent priests of the prominent temples, they offered the garland of their Thakurji to Srila Prabhupada at that day. And the whole process kept on for 4 hours together.
उन्होंने कहा था कि मेरा घर वृंदावन है, तो वो अपने घर में ही रहे, कहीं बाहर नहीं गए। वृंदावन को छोड़ करके नेवर ही वेंट एनीवेयर। ही टुक समाधि इन वृंदावन। और वहां पर यथायोग्य सब लोगों को उस समय सम्मान देने के लिए कहा, और कहा he was so much kind to me and he gave this service to me that you should give me samadhi, you should manage my Virah Mahotsav, and with Vedic Riti Satkriya Sarthipika I did and follow his order, and sannyas, thus his samadhi was given. उनका स्थान कहाँ, यह पहले बता रहा था, अपने स्थान में ही वो रहे, वृंदावन से बाहर नहीं गए, और वहीं पर अपनी भजन स्थली में, राधा कृष्ण की प्रिय लीला स्थली में वो रह गए।
He used to say that his living place is Vrindavan, and he proved also. He disappeared in this very Vrindavan, not disappeared, rather he retained and remained himself in the place from where he belongs to.
He entered in Vrindavan Golok Leela. When? In night. What was the time? What? 7:20 evening?
PM.
So he entered in
Ras Leela.
And Krishna was playing on flute in Vrindavan on the bank of Yamuna. So he entered in that Leela. And he is serving still. उन्होंने ये कहा था कि हमारी साधन स्थली नवद्वीप में है, इसलिए साधन उनकी भजन कुटिया नवद्वीप में, इसलिए नवद्वीप चंद्रोदय मंदिर की एस्टाब्लिश की प्रीचिंग सेंटर चैतन्य चंद्रोदय, और वहां उनकी भजन कुटी, वो भजन कुटी है, नवद्वीप भजन का उनका स्थान था। तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु के चरणों में बैठ करके उन्होंने साधन भजन किया, और अंत में वृंदावन में भी उनके आदेश से आए, और कहाँ राधा दामोदर में रूप गोस्वामी की भजन स्थली और समाधि स्थली में भजन किया उन्होंने, दिन रात ग्रंथ लिखते और वहां पर बैठ करके साधन भजन करके तब वो गए पाश्चात्य देशों में।
He said that his place of sadhan is Navadvip Mayapur. Therefore, that is why he got a very big temple constructed there. Its name is Chaitanya Chandroday, Mayapur Chandroday temple. He performed his sadhan over there, and then by the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to Vrindavan. He stayed there at Radha Damodar. Again he performed his sadhan, and by the dint of that sadhan, then he went to western countries for preaching.
Oh, I was there with him. Yeah, I was so fortunate to serve him there also. From beginning I am serving. He gave me so much chances. At the time of sannyas I was serving him. I make that danda and coffin, door, everything. And we were reciting kirtans. Babaji, Krishnadas Babaji was there. So many brahmacharis were there, Shri and all others were there. We are reciting Krishnas. And also, prominent thing that Guru Maharaj gave him, what mantra? Gopi mantra, in sannyas mantra. Not it is ordinary thing, not a formality. So many Westerners and Ajnani look, ignorant person, they don't, oh, this is formality, sannyas. But sannyas is not formality. It is, in this way, it is given highest service to Krishna. This is in a gopi form. So, he took from our Gurudev. उनका ऑफिस कहाँ था? बम्बई में। उन्होंने कहा था जी हमारा ऑफिस कहाँ? इन बम्बे से सब जगह कंट्रोल करते थे। साधन स्थली मायापुर और सिद्ध स्थली उनकी ये वृंदावन। इससे आप लोग अनुमान कर सकते हैं कि कितने वो उच्च श्रेणी के व्यक्ति थे।
And he said that Bombay is his administrative office, and from where he controlled all the activities of preaching of the world in world. He had Sadhan Stali. He used to say Sadhan Stali is Navadip, Mayapur, and Siddh Stali, the goal, and his residence was Vrindavan. Administrative office was Bombay, and now you can imagine how high class of devotee he was.
उनकी गुरु परंपरा कैसी थी? साधारण नहीं, सर्वोत्तम गुरु परंपरा थी। श्री ब्रह्म मध्व गौड़ीय वैष्णव संप्रदाय, इन दिस गुरु परंपरा ही के। एंड ही preached for this, accepted all the principles. जीवेर स्वरूप है नित्य कृष्ण दास, कृष्ण तथा शक्ति भेदा भेद प्रकाश। But some ignorant persons are explaining some other thing than he wanted. ये जब हम कुछ बोलते हैं तो माया का प्रभाव हमारी भाषा पर होता है। साधन के द्वारा उस माया के प्रभाव को हटा करके शुद्ध गुरु परंपरा का विचार हमें विचार करना होगा, हमको समझना होगा, अन्यथा हम लोग उससे वंचित रह जाएंगे। इसलिए जीवेर स्वरूप है नित्य कृष्ण दास। He has told and explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, but some are this, बहुत से लोग इसको मिसगाइड कर रहे हैं। कैसे? कृष्ण भोली से ही जीव अनादि बहिर्मुख। कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि वो गोलोक वृंदावन से जीव गिर पड़ा। कृष्ण भूली, वो पहले कभी सेवा कर रहा था, किंतु ये लोग भूल करते हैं। अनादि बहिर्मुख माने जब से जीव का स्वरूप बना है तभी से ये अनादि काल से ही कृष्ण का विमुख है। गोलोक वृंदावन से कोई भी जगत में नहीं आता, गिरता है। वहां पर भूलने का चांस नहीं है। जोग माया सब समय कृष्ण की सेवा में लगाई रहती है, इसलिए वहां से गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तत्धाम परमम, वहां से कोई गिरता नहीं है, गिरने का प्रश्न ही नहीं है। इसलिए स्वामी जी के बातों को अच्छी तरह से समझना चाहिए। अनादि मीन्स, अनादि माने क्या होता है? वो अनादि काल से, जब से जीव है। इसलिए इसके संबंध में अधिक बोलने से बहुत समय की जरूरत है, इसलिए संक्षेप में बतला रहा हूं। चलिए।
Whenever anything is explained in this world, language is spoken, it has got its material tinge. So, because language has its material and conditioning stage, the things are not taken as it is, the things which belongs to transcendental realm. Therefore, we should try to cultivate our sadhana as much as possible, remove the material tinge of the language and of our mind, and should accept the thing in its purity as it is. Swamiji also has explained so many things, but ignorant people, they, because of the language problem and conditioning of the language, took it otherwise. Maharaj is explaining that while explaining the status of Jeev, that Jeev is in this conditioned stage because he has made himself away from God. Bahirmukh, he has made himself away from God. This shows as if sometimes we were serving God, and hence we have come from Golok Vrindavan. This is what explanation has been given by so many ignorant people. But the fact is this, that according to Chaitanya Charitamrita, living in
Goswami, by Sanatana Goswami, they have explained all these things.
That Jeev is Anadi Kale, means from the time immemorial. Not only time immemorial, Anadi Kal means from its very existence. The day living entity had existence, it was Bahirmukh. It was not with God. And because it was Bahirmukh, because he was away from God, so he is conditioned in this material world. We have to accept the things in the spirit as it is stated by our liberated people, not by the by our conditioned mind.
But by constitution, intrinsic constitution of Jivjnit Krishnadas. Potency is there always, whether he is Baddha Jiv or Tatastha Jiv or he is serving Krishna. Always this potency is there. So, Swamiji has told, accepted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Achinta Bheda Bhedvad Tattva. अचिंत भेदाभेद, इसमें कोई दोष नहीं और सबके विचारों में दार्शनिक रामानुज, शंकराचार्य अभेदवाद, रामानुज का विशिष्टाद्वैतवाद, मध्वाचार्य का वेदवाद, निम्बार्काचार्य का स्वाभाविक भेदाभेद, इसी तरह से और लोगों का जो वाद है उसमें कुछ न कुछ त्रुटियां थी। चैतन्य महाप्रभु त्रुटियों को पूर्ण करके अचिंत भेदभाव स्थापना की। ये इनका दार्शनिक विचार अचिंत भेदाभेद था। इसी का प्रचार उन्होंने विश्व में करना चाहा था। अब वे प्लेटफॉर्म कर रहे थे, जंगल और ये सबको काटना उनके लिए अनिवार्य था, इसलिए जंगल काटने में अधिक समय लग गया। अपने शुद्ध विचारों को अधिक रूप में वो बतला नहीं सके, किंतु अपने पुस्तकों में उन्होंने लिखा और जो उनका मोटिव था प्रचार करना। उपासना, राधा कृष्ण की उपासना, कैसी उपासना, इसके संबंध में भी उन्होंने अपने ग्रंथों में उनको प्रकाश किया है।
Swamiji professed, advocated and preached Achintya Bheda Bhed philosophy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, simultaneously one and different, inconceivable. This philosophy is very absolute philosophy. Our other philosophies, rather doctrine given by other Vaishnava philosophers like Ramanuj and Nimbarditya and Vishnu Swami, Vishishta Dvait and Swabhavik Dvaita Dvait, like this, they have got some tinge of defect in their doctrine. But absolutely, on the absolute platform, philosophy given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stands absolute. That is called inconceivable, simultaneously one and different, Achintya Bheda Bhed. And Swamiji promulgated and preached this philosophy all over world. He wanted to make it understand all of us, though it is very